So today, we are going to be doing a very slow deck profile. I don't know why these things take me 10 minutes, but we're going to be playing NSO with a twist. Ever since it got announced, I realised, and many other people realised as well, this card can be played off of this card. This card sees cards be played. And Unga Bunga, we went away, we made something like this, and somebody did really well with this list, very similar list at our locals, and I figured, hey, we're going to test it. Before I begin though, I would like to shout out that one person who randomly found my video through searching for Sonic Crossworlds gameplay, and watched for 5 minutes. That guy must have been horrifically confused, because this doesn't resemble anything like the Blue Blur himself, but thank you very much for sticking around. Let's begin. So BT3 MaloMyotismon out of 3 of. So we are running 5 eggs because of the Ukemon engine. However, you can kind of split this however you want. I think we run enough top end. I think I can see about 10. I might be wrong. Maybe it's 9. I think it's 10. 10 level 6 or higher that you desperately want to trash. And you kind of want your Myotismon in trash anyway. So there are so many targets for this one specifically to be great. And this one just lets you get your Tamers in trash on occasion if you want them there. Or it's just slightly more flexible. Okay, sometimes you want that Devimon in trash, because you know you're going to be going Piedmon. So we do prefer the MaloMyotismon, but this one's a lot better early game to get you your pieces. One taper. It doesn't digivolve. I know. But it's playable off of Piedmon, and it's like, it's so fucking cool. Like, yes, you could play Gazi, because Gazi digivolves, yada yada yada. But this one's recurable, and it's a really good floodgate. Worst case, it's a 3-drop. Nobody really evos their floodgates anyway, and plus we play, like, well, I mean, I can't do basic math on top of my head, but I'm pretty sure it's 14 rookies, 13 if you don't include this. You're going to have a target to digivolve. Choose like one. We're in a Royal Knights format. Yes, it fucks us over. Yes, I'm aware. Yes, it probably will come up and I will shoot myself in the foot for doing so. But you have to play it. You have to play it. It stops Medieval. It stops DefX. It stops Royal Knights from existing. It stops Crossheart from existing. There are just too many decks right now that rely on play cost reduction to not play this at 2. But hey, if you're watching this in the future, hi, and if you're in a different format, switch them out, do whatever the fuck, I don't care. 2 dummy Devimon for BT15, so this is basically just a Myotismon searcher. It searches the Tamer, the Myotismon, and it searches the Bolt Bouter, because the Bolt Bouter does have Myotismon in text. Very, very, very slyly. To the point where I actually questioned if I had it in text, because I don't know if Digivolution requirements count, but yeah, fuck it, it does. Who would have guessed it? Worst case, it's Retaliation. Genuinely never a bad inheritable to have on a Digimon, so. We then run 4 EX8. This one's recurable off of Piedmon, obviously. You always want a rookie to recur, really. Because off of the Bolt Bout, you're typically playing Piedmon and you're playing a rookie, so 4 just makes sense. It searches your Bolt Bouter, which is the hardest piece to find. It also searches your Piedmon. Searches your Myotismon. And it searches Nightmare Soldiers itself. So it hits a lot of the deck. It also just hits Fallen Angels, which I cannot remember for the life of me what's a Fallen Angel. But I feel like I double hit with this once. Ah, it's you. So yes, you can technically double hit this if you get the Devimon and something else. So, hey, can't be that bad. Ukemons are great. I do not need to explain this one, but I will, just for the fuck of it. This one helps you find your Tamer, which is very important. It's a really good time on play, because you put them to 1, you can kind of suss out what they're playing. Fucking lets you hit resets. We run 13 rookies, so you're always going to have one in hand most of the time to just shove one in the back. This one is purely because the RagnaLoardmon Tamer requires you to have 3 memory to do your combo, and this can sometimes just let you hit that threshold. Beyond that, self-explanatory. 4 Devimon. So this is mostly just played off Piedmon. We're all aware, it's basically a vanilla that has NSO on it, but on occasion you can digivolve into it in the back, which actually does come up quite frequently. If there's a Medieval on board, you want to build in Raising first. If there is, even if you just want a memory choke, sometimes it's better to just have this in the back, and then just promote that threat. Because people don't expect it. People see that you're playing the Tamers, they don't expect you to have level 4, and then boom. Oh my god, level 4. But yeah, mostly it's just a body to swing with, or to sacrifice the Bolt Bouter himself to unsuspend, but it's really good. Myotismon, the when attacking is completely irrelevant, you will never trigger it. However, here's your turn effect, is the entire reason this deck works. When your Digimon are played or digivolve, if any of them have the NSO trait, 2 of your Digimon may DNA digivolve into a Digimon card with the NSO trait in the hand. And then, it may fucking attack. What? Okay, awesome! I like attacking. Everyone likes attacking. The best part about this, right, is that this specifically says the Digimon that you play off of this effect is deleted at the end of your opponent's turn. This is obviously synergy with MaloMyotismon. But because you DNA digivolve this Digimon, it doesn't die. It's no longer there. So it's not even a wasted resource. You just get a 3 level 5 for doing nothing. It's fantastic. And yes, this and Piedmon obviously DNA digivolve to make Bolt Bowser. And we're going to get onto this little bugger later. Then here's the main engine of the deck, 4 Arukeni, 4 Mummymon. So the Mummymon lets you draw 2 and trash 2, whereas the ArukeniMon is a look at top 5, mill 2. So preferably you want to see the Mummymon. The Mummymon is just better in pretty much every circumstance. The only time this is better is when you don't have Myotismon in trash, but you have everything else in hand. And this is better when you don't have everything in hand, but you have the Myotismon in trash. So, I don't know. It's kind of up to you. Obviously, you play 4 on 4. You kind of have to. On deletion, it does recur the ArukeniMummymon Tamer. That will pretty much never come up. You're basically sacrificing these Tamers to the Shadow Realm once you use them. But on occasion, if you really need early game to just filter your hand, you can obviously drop one of these and then just kind of do some searching. They are also ace targets, which does come up. If somebody just scares you, you can just drop this, you know, set them to 1 and then be like, hey, I could ace you. You gonna stop me? Well, no. Right. Yeah, I need to stop waffling. 4, fuck it, let's talk about the more important one. 4 Piedmon. So this is the main ace of the deck. It is fan-fucking-tastic. On play and on digivolve, you can -2 DP 4 times. Simple. -8, effectively. Split across the board, this really comes up, and its all turns effect is when other Digimon are deleted. All turns, mind you. You may play 1 level 4 or lower from your trash. So it has to have NSO trait, hence why we're playing the Devimon, and hence why we're playing this little bugger. But let me tell you, -8 is not... It's a lot. It's really a lot. It's actually a scary amount, especially when you stack it with -6 here. So, at worst, you're doing -14. If this then plays out another Piedmon, you're doing -22k on a digivolve 3. Not even God himself could fucking survive that, let me tell you that much. It's insane. The worst part about this card is that it is an ace. It didn't need to be an ace. It could have just been a 10 cost Digimon with like 9k stats, and it would have been better. But it is an ace, and sometimes that's relevant because we play a lot of level 5s. We play a lot of level 5s, and we typically have one spare on board. What Anubismon, because Anubismon is broken. Any purple deck should play it fucking immediately, and I will not be taking questions on this. It's so good. Bolt Bouncer does digivolve from just a purple and a yellow level 6, so worst case you can joggress these together to make one. It's also removal, it's draw worst case, it lets you play these back out to continue filtering. It can just get you kind of whatever you need. It's really useful. I don't need to explain why this card is limited, it's limited for a reason. And then we run 1 Boltmon. So this I'm testing, it's either this or Callusmon, but I think Callusmon right now, because Purple Hybrid got hit, isn't as useful as it used to be. But I think Digivolve into this format is insane. I think we're in a very, very ace-heavy format, especially with stuff like Alpha Oryuken running around. And I think just having that Digivolve on occasion can just give you that reach. Popping the level 4 or lower isn't terribly relevant, but it is the Digivolve that matters, and I think it can sometimes come up. It's a 7 drop if you have the NSO in your life as well, which can be relevant. It does technically jogger us, but we can't trigger its requirements, and it is also a blocker. So we're not big on this card, but I think worst comes to worst, it is an absolutely playable level 6. Because you can Digivolve on top of like one of these, and then you still have this that you can ace on top of, and then once again they jogger us into Bolt Bowser. So I think it's worth considering. Feel free to change this out, feel free to put in another level 7, feel free to put in another ace if you want to play Grand Quag. Fucking, yeah, free slot, basically, but this one is searchable, and that is relevant. 3 Bolt Alphamon, I would love to play 4. There's been a few games where, like, you just mill them, and you're like, well, I'm cooked. But on Digivolve 3, and then all of your opponent's Digimon get -6. That's just on Digivolve. It's a 5 cost Evo, but it is just on Digivolve. Worst comes to worst, you can hard Evo this for 5, and you've Digivolve 3 and -6. However, if you go through the effort of joggressing him, which you will most of the time, you are rewarded for your troubles with 10 play costs worth of NSO Digimon? That sounds like an ace and a rookie to me. I mean, wow! So, this is fantastic for obvious fucking reasons, but this just lets you reach. If you have a go wide board, if you have a go tall board, this can just sometimes help you push for that final bit of DP. Or, worst case, it's just a Myotis and a Tapir. You don't always need to play the Piedmon because it is overflow. That is scary. Do not play aces if you cannot protect them. It goes without saying, you're already using an ace for this stack, so don't make it easier for them to kill your big stack by giving them 4 extra memory when you don't need to. We don't play one Zwart. Zwart by himself is actually full combo. God, saying it out loud makes it sound so fucking ridiculous. So you mill 3, and then you can play 2 black or purple levels 7, 8 cost or less from your trash, which is Uno and Dos. You play out both, this sees this be played, you Jogress, Bolt Bouter, and then you can swing. However, this is really unnecessary. This is like the most win harder card I think I've ever put in a deck, so there's a strong chance it gets removed because it kind of sucks. But a 15k can't be that bad, and on attack it does delete Digimon. I don't think I hate it. I don't think I hate it at all. One map, this should be BT2, but Bandai decided to hate purple and remove it from the game. Completely fair, it did need to go, but I'm really sad about it. This one does have some relevance though. It can gain you a memory when you trash a card from hand. This isn't terribly relevant, but you know, sometimes giving your opponent 1 less memory never fucking hurts. It also just means you can sometimes set up nicer chokes. If your opponent has a memory setter and you have this, you can swing with your rookie. Game 1, play out the Tamer and then play Mist, so you're not losing any memory. So sometimes it's nice for that. We then have ArukeniMummymon and MaloMyotismon. So when an ArukeniMummymon or a MaloMyotismon will be played, you can reduce cost by 3. This stacks. If you have 2 of them, it is a 0 cost. If you have 3 of them, you can make it a -3, I guess, and there's no reason to do so, but you can. So that's relevant. That's super relevant. Sometimes if you don't have a Mist, you can just set up a second one of these. If you hit a second one in life, oh my god, hitting a second one in life is the best thing that can ever happen to you if you are playing this deck. I'm not even fucking joking. Yeah, it's the main combo. So the main part of this combo is that on deletion, it plays out a level 5 or lower card with Myotismon and text from your trash without paying the cost. So you pay 3 for your MaloMyotismon, you do whatever the effect says, you then, on deletion of the Tamer, play out the Myotismon. It just sits there. You then digivolve your MaloMyotismon for 4 into Piedmon, and then this will trigger allowing you to DNA digivolve. The combo is as simple as that. It will be shown about 7 times throughout this video, you will not forget it by the end. 3 Miss Memory Boost. Yeah, I mean, it's Miss Memory Boost. I might switch this out for purple. To be honest, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I think purple might be better. Yes, you could technically play the fucking amber one because it also searches Tapirmon if you want to be pedantic, but this one purple memory searches an extra one. But this does also set up trash, which we do care about, so I think for now I'm going to stick with Mists, but if I end up bricking a lot with this deck, I might switch it out for purple. And finally, rounding off the deck, we have 2 Nightmare Soldiers. This card is funny. It is funny, and that is why it's in here. All your level 4 or lower, all your level 4 or higher Digimon with the NSO trait gain Scapegoat. Now, Scapegoat is pretty simple. It's basically Decoy, but only for deletion. So it's just Decoy. But everything gains it. So on occasion, if they really push for that Bolt Bouter to trigger that overflow, you can just pop a rookie instead and kind of give them the middle finger. Beyond that, it is a guaranteed level 5 at the end of right at the end of your security. So if you can play out a Myotismon and you have a Piedmon in hand, you can sometimes do some really funny stuff. But it's very rare. It's the reason why people like to run an extra level 6 in this deck, level 6 ace in this deck, just because this one doesn't quite have the reach it needs to. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And that's the deck profile. Let's get into the games. I am playing against Ragnar, apparently, which is quite bizarre. By quite bizarre, I mean absolutely baffling, but okay, pop off. Not a huge fan of that, but we'll make it work. What does level 5 do? I don't actually think they delete rookies, weirdly. Which kind of seems like a natural conclusion, but we are still going to swing just so we can get Piedmon in trash, okay, or not. That's also completely fucking fine. Go Mist. We need to hit our Tamer pretty soon. We mill the Myotis, which is a good start, but I think we're in big trouble here, to be honest. I could have played the Demi, but then in the event he does swing face, like I can, you know, nab a piece or 2. I also could have just started building up, to be fair. But oh well. This is my first time playing a deck, I'm not too upset, to be honest. I think it's I think this is a reasonable performance. I think this is just a DP buff, right? Not even, basically, vanilla. That's fine. We're obviously going to use... We are going to pop you away. Yikes! It's not ideal. Not ideal at all. Okay. I wonder how we do this. Just goes for a strong choke. Can't really knock it. We're still going to swing, even though he's going to block, just because once again at this point, like, our priority is just finding that tamer and or finding a level 5. Which I'm currently succeeding at doing neither, apparently. I mean, he can just pop this back to hand to gain the memory, so there's kind of no reason to really memory choke him, so we're just going to play out the map. I think that makes sense. We could have not swung, to be fair, and just, like, seen if we could trigger a little bit more memory of the map during his turn, but... Oh well. Oh well. We should see a Breeway come out, to be honest. I wouldn't be too surprised. But the fact that he's building a second stack is very scary to me. Very frightening. There is the Breeway. That's completely fine. I can't believe it's a 4 cost for just an arguably weaker Digimon, but... Deleted. Okay, that's fine. Obviously, we're not doing an awful lot of that. We're doing a lot of digivolving. Tamer? No, no tamer. No tamer. Momp pomp. I'm certainly asking a lot of this deck, to be fair. I don't actually have massive expectations for it. I think that's reasonable, to be honest. You know. But I might end up going into this in the event we don't find a tamer. Just because then we can choke to 1 using the map. I do apologise for my bad habit of just clicking around. It's good. It's like League players when they, you know, click the map a shitload. I've instinctually just gone to press the map. I don't play League anymore, by the way, guys. You can stay subscribed, please. I mean, just Evo in the back. It's not that difficult. If you don't have it, buy a searcher. Or just, yeah, put him to 1, which makes no sense because I have a memory server, but pop off. Pop off, gang. Okay, finally we have tamer. We have tamer. There is light at the end of this very, very, very distant tunnel because we've got the Myotismon as well. So we can ball out. We can absolutely ball out. Yes, shove Psyche over there. That was a misplay because in the event Psyche doesn't die, I then can't actually reduce my play costs. I can also just not raise him, to be fair. That's also reasonable. Ragnar becomes unaffected, I think, for a turn, so I need to not swing. I need to do my full combo. It's just fine. Once again, we've got the pieces. We've got massive board wipe potential here. But I just need to not... I just need to not fucking kill myself first. And I also need to hope he doesn't have Mega Digimon Fusion in his hand, or Ultimate Digimon Fusion, or whatever they decided to name the 4-cost one. That's a good start. That's a very good start. Cool. Cool, cool. This hand's fucking massive, oh my god. Yeah, no thanks to my life, my god. 3 checks have been pretty brutal. Goes for Garnet. Makes sense, but this should be a pretty clean board wipe here. This should be a very clean board wipe. I don't think I'm going to raise the Psyche, after all. I'm fucking shit scared of it not dying. No, that makes it. I can still do the combo, but I want to do the combo with memory. You know, and plus I'd just be sending it to its doom, so I may as well save it for when I need it. But yeah, no, we're in a really good spot, I think. So we pop the tamer. This uses it to a 3 cost. We then get to draw 2 and trash 2. Of course, as I'm sure you're all familiar with. So we're gonna trash 1 and we're gonna trash 2. We are then going to gain a memory. We're going to trigger the effect to play out Myotismon from trash. And Myotismon is going to see the Piedmon digivolve, of course. I wonder if because it's a 3 cost, so I can keep turn. Which I will do. I absolutely will do, I think. So we're then going to go Piedmon here. And since it's a new Digimon, the Myotismon doesn't get destroyed end of turn, which is really fucking great for us. So we're going to spread the joy. This gives -6 to the entire board anyway. Oh. Yep, no, I'm right. And then since this sees it digivolve, we can then Jogress into Bolt Bouter. I was also wrong about keeping turn, but you know, I'm stupid. I could have popped this, so then I could have played a level 4. Digivolve 3. Right down to base. That then gets popped. We can then play out Piedmon. But I feel like that is a misplay. I feel like playing out the Piedmon is just going to get me killed. So let's play out these two instead. Let's go wide before we go tall. Those two get popped. This lets me burn a card because the Digimon was deleted. Pretty good trash. And then we just get to search. Holy shit. This deck is really funky. Sadly I don't get anything, which is pretty common. No, and then finally it will attack. Hopefully it doesn't just kill itself. We're not going to trigger this off just yet. And yeah, with one memory, we're now in a really good spot. We're now in an absolutely fantastic spot. This can swing twice, pop that, and yeah, this is basically going to be doing 3 checks on its own. Which should be game, provided he doesn't have any random thing up his sleeve. I'm really glad I didn't raise his Psychmon, by the way, because if he didn't block, I was going to hit that option. Which means I would have completely stuffed myself for the turn. But we also have... Yeah, I've been testing Boltmon in this list, actually. I think it's going to work out well. I think Digivolve is just really strong. In any deck, and I think, once again, we're in a relatively ace-heavy format. So being able to prevent people from doing it in the first place, or gaining overflow back, is really strong. Really, really strong. Obviously we don't have NSO in our face-up security, but that's completely fine. It's kind of a non-essential piece to this deck. But we should see him scoop now. I don't know why he hasn't already, to be honest. I don't know if slamming Ragnar does anything. I think Ragnar might pop this, which might get him some memory. Because of overflow 4. But yeah, we will see. We will see. And that might be what we're seeing now. Interesting. Maybe he doesn't have it. Ragnar's a 9-drop, I believe, so if he really wants to push it, he can go for it. Although I don't even know if it has an on-play. Some of them don't, because Xmon doesn't. Thank God. Imagine that card in fucking Royal Knights. Oh my god, I'd kill myself, honestly. But it should be a win, reasonably. I'm just waiting for him to kind of realise that himself. But as you can see, we've gone through 28 cards of our deck, so 18 after everything else. So the deck is really efficient. My only kind of qualm is, yeah, I just didn't quite see my pieces early enough, but fortunately he clearly didn't either. So, but we deal with his stack before they swing anyway, so it's not like we do care about aces too much, because Bolt Bouter is honestly one of the best removal pieces in the entire game, in my opinion. Combined with the -8 here, the -6 here, that's 14 alone, and the Digivolve, but you're fine. And plus, it doesn't need to Jogress to get the effect. The only bonus you get from DNA Digivolving is the bodies. But yeah, that's game 1. My man 2887. You love to see it. This is a mulligan. This is better, definitely. Yeah, we are running the one of tape here. That's probably been explained, but in case I missed it, it is because it is actually really good to res off of a Bolt Bouter or Pied. This is going to be a very interesting matchup. I don't think it's going to be a bad matchup. I think Digivolve really hurts Alphamon, but I don't think it's going to be a good one. I think I need to, at like priority, go and find. Probably takes the ace, right? Yeah, at priority we need to find a boost or the memory cell. It's a shame we had to switch it out for the Star Deck one, because obviously the BC one got banned, sadly. But what can you do, eh? I think we do raise. I think we trash one of these, we get 2 draws, and we just kind of see what we can do from that point forward. Drawing Uko is always nice, of course. That is absolutely not ideal. But we do need to find pieces, so let's go and do so. My next draw was missed. Motherfucker. That's really grim. That's really upsetting. Yeah. I did consider doing Nightmare Soldiers just because then it would be a better choke. That's really rough. Oh, I'm really upset about that. It's always the way it works. You're like, oh, I need to search for the piece, and yeah. I guess you could play training in this deck, but I don't really see like a terribly great need to do so. There's the RagnaLoardmon. I was always going to do that. That's fine then. That must be fast. If he's got BT9 decks, then he can just full combo, because he'll go to 4 with the Cool Boy. Yeah, we are in big trouble. Pretty sure he just wins off this. It depends how much memory he gives us, once again. But then it's also a case of, can I find everything in 1 mill? Because even if I do, I need to top deck the Piedmon. I need to be given 3 memory, and I need to mill a Myotismon. So, pretty lofty task. Hopefully this ends up dying, because I am playing a 3-2 split of this egg, purely because we do run quite a lot of top end. Not as much as Myotismon, of course, but enough to desperately make me consider it. Oh, we are in big trouble. Okay, goes for training instead. That's super nice. He's got 2 aces in hand, so slightly clogged up, which is nice. Brings into it. Let's go. We really needed that. We really needed that. Mills aren't fantastic, but the Ukamon's actually really nice. That may get us just what we need. Just enough to reach over. Not guaranteed, of course. What's in our trash? Okay, so nothing too grand. But here I imagine we just see like a Coastgate Tamer, or even a Dora Grey. We see a Spring at Life. Wow! That is surprising. So now it depends how much he gives me, really. But surely if I can remove this, he's in trouble. Because I'll happily pay extra to remove it. There's a premium on this guy's head, to be honest. Sadly I won't be able to reach it, but I don't know, I'm just surprised that he would commit so much. I can only assume that he's got the Dora Grey in hand, and he's just filtering, but yeah, the swing was a very big surprise. We don't mind losing Zwart. I don't think Zwart does, like... Zwart's good for the deck, no shit, but I don't think it's, like, the card of the deck. Right. Let's Uko. See, I'm just tempted to do this now. Because the Uko will get me filter, it will get me all the memory I need. I may as well swing with this, just to get out of the way. Right, okay, I'm stupid. I may be stupid. But then at the very least it... Or do I reverse psychology that and instead just say, fuck that, and we high roll? But then even if we high roll, there's nothing to high roll to is kind of the point. Because we hit Myotis, and that's it. Because this isn't draw trash. So I think we just drop a second Tamer. And we just kind of set ourselves up for next turn. But we need this to hit, basically. So maybe I should have gone into this Uko. Because I didn't need the memory. But then I drew that off of the Uko, so I couldn't have played around. A condition I didn't know existed, I think. Oh! That's pretty spicy. It's nothing grand, but it is a body. Nah, you're good. He's got training. His body's absolutely cooked. Oh, that's so they can trash 1 card in their hand. What is this? Taxes? We don't do that here. He whiffs again. Wow. Okay, we are getting weirdly lucky. We're getting weirdly kind of lucky. Yeah, still no Mummymon or Piedmon. That's rough. That is rough, buddy. Let's exchange. Feels like a waste. Let's just swing into this. Cool. Let's go Ruka. Still missing it. Wow, that is surprising. Good face. Of course we get fucking training. Okay. The thing is, this thing needs to die, but there's no way I can kill it. There's literally no way I can kill it. Because there's no way I can draw right now. I could just go Nightmare Soldiers, I guess, but I'm pretty sure I'd just die next turn. Because he's got more than enough to just absolutely murk me. To keep it blunt. Yeah, but then if I commit now, I'm committing to nothing. Wow, that's grim. That is grim. Yeah, we haven't found a Demis either. There's one here, so I guess I could have res that, but it doesn't have -1 in tech, so I couldn't have. But the thing is, this is fine if we like have the cards in hand. But you normally want to find Mummymon because it is just significantly better. But we should see full combo here. We should see death. This should be my final turn, if I'm so fortunate. I think it does play from hand, sadly. If it plays from trash, it'd be a little bit better because you could set up ace plays easier. But if this dies, we at least get one draw trash, which would be nice. But it depends how many trainings you commit to this. Holy shit, you could not have paid me in a million years to guess what the fuck he was going to do. You couldn't have. I think I have to commit now. Well, I have to commit regardless because I'll die if I don't. But this is a really daft play. Like, there's no amount of desperation you can be in to where that is a smart play. But let's grab us Piedmon. It is the more important piece. No, it's not. Ah, shit. Okay, we've only seen one Piedmon, right? But then Piedmon can res the yeah. Okay, Piedmon can res the Demi-Devi, and then from there we can game. Actually, so I do actually prefer this. He's obviously setting up the ace, so I need to remove that before I do fucking anything. Okay. Well, hang on, so what, he gains 3, but then if I digivolve it, he loses like 12 gazillion memory? Is the logic, I guess? I'm fine with him overflowing 5. All I need to find is 1 piece, and then I'm... Oh, 1 piece? Crazy. Guys, go for 1 piece. The propaganda's real. The propaganda is real. It's a tough one. It is a tough one. I think we... Well, even if we do, so it's -6, so I need to plonk that 5 times, and I can't even res it because I'd need to kill this. But then I can just play out a second Pied Ace, because I'm definitely going to mill one. Let's just game. Let's just game. The more I think about it, the more I'm just going to hurt my head. And the more I'm just going to be like, well, I could do this and I could do that. Like, yeah, no shit, you could. Moving swiftly on. Let's play out the Arukeni. Let's mill 5. Okay, cool. So this is good. This is a good start. It's not a fantastic start, but it is a good start. Play 1 Digimon from trash? Absolutely, yes sir. Play Myotismon. Obviously not. My only concern now is milling Bolt Bowser. That is a huge concern of mine. But still no Bolt Bowser. Nice, okay, it's actually shockingly good for us that we're not milling Bolt Bowser. Right. Let's go over you. Let's -8 you. The point being is that I can play Pied off of the Bolt Bowser in the event we find it. So all I have to do is find it, which Herculean task at the moment. Holy shit! Ah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. But we are going to grab the search, and our game plan is to just keep going until we inevitably hit the Bolt Bowser. What an insane board. Defex would absolutely, like, cream at this. And there we go. There we go. We finally find her. We've got a Pied in trash. We've got a spare Pied in trash. Yep, we're completely fine now. I will now absolutely use DNA Digivolve to go 1 and 2. So the obviously... Oh, actually, hang on. I've just realised I'm being stupid because I can't actually... Oh, no, I can just play it because... because it's not about deletion. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's so cute. Jesus fucking Christ, look at this board. That's 8 Digimon? 9. 9 entire Digimon. Soon to be 10? Soon to be 10, maybe? Am I lucky? Oh, hello. I can just read Jogras as well, yeah, because I've got, Wow. That was really fun. Funny enough, I think it was missing a level 5 the entire game, but I'm still going to include it because it's not every day that you get to see 9 Digimon on board, so that is game 2. This is absolutely a keep. We've got Tamer, we've got the good one, we've got you, we have Zwart, which by this point I'm probably just going to cut. But then he just single-handedly gets you a fucking... That's the issue. He single-handedly gets you a Bolt Bowser if you go into him. And it's both from trash, so it's like, he's recursion, plus he's removal, plus he just kind of fucks, let's be honest. But yeah, at this point we just go Demi and we go Arukeni. Simple, very simple. Let's see what this guy's playing. Okay, no, take time, man. Spawn button. Literally not even a button press. Okay, cool. So it's Imperial. I don't think this is a horrible matchup, weirdly. No, Imperial is obviously really strong. But the thing that we have over Imperial is that we digivolve, so we can somewhat get over Partition. He still has Paladin Mode Ace, and he can still just fantastically reset over what we can do. But it is one of the few strengths we have. We just have to be quite patient into this matchup. Takes the worm, takes the, probably the, oh, just revealed all green, fair play. Don't know why you take that one over the other worm, but I suppose it'd do the same thing. Very interesting. Okay. So, just gets a green or blue card, so he can just, wow, this guy's quite confusing. This guy's very confusing. I guess he's got his, I guess he's got his one copy and is chuffed with it. We are going to beat. We do fortunately die. We're gonna go searching, I think. Can't hit anything that bad. No, I was right. I think we take Nightmare Soldiers. Purely so we have a way to choke him. Because at this current moment in time we don't, and that's pretty bad. Slug One doesn't do much for us. It would have if Stingmon was I don't know why I said that I don't know, oh fuck me. Huh, I don't know why I said that like Mike Tyson. Yeah, Stingmon. But yeah, no, Stingmon's obviously banned, so the cost reduction does literally nothing against this deck now. We see the Sting, and he probably just slams the XV. No, wow, what the fuck are you doing? I've been playing Imperial for as long as I can fucking remember, so I am allowed to comment on his gameplay. This makes no sense. This makes no sense. Why didn't you choose a more efficient searcher? Why is this not in raising? Why have you not swung with it if you're just trying to reset? Like, are you that certain I won't just kill it outright? Because I certainly fucking can. But now I certainly fucking can, yeah, sure. Okay, so here's the issue, right? We're gonna swim. That's fine. There's a part of me that wants to Uko, but I'm well aware that I probably won't get the time to. If I do this, I have less chance of getting Myotismon into my trash. However, I have more of a chance of milling, but I don't need Bolt Bowser right now. So we are going to go Arukeni. So we are going to reveal top 5. Yeesh! That's grim. That is grim. Put Bolt Bowser on top, so he's our 30th card in. That's good to know. We're obviously going to play from trash. We don't quite hit what we want, sadly, but this also does give us a chance to hit a second one. Of course. Yeah, a second. That's exactly what I wanted, you prick. Completely misconstrued what I wanted from you there, but fair play. Pop off. We're gonna go Psych. And Anubis. Anubis is huge. Wow, yeah. No, Anubis is huge. This is the one that's not killing itself in turn, I believe. So let's fucking hope anyway, right? What am I trying to get rid of? What am I trying to play, I think is the better question. I obviously want to remove it, but I don't want to play Piedmon, because that will give him 5, and then he can just do what he wants anyway. Let's get rid of 1. Just do it like this. Yeah, okay. And then I can just play out the, No, I do need to kill it. Alright, this sucks. This sucks. I'm really upset about this, but at the very least I can go wide. Oh, the Anubis, you dumb fuck. Alright, sure, whatever. I've committed now. Yeah, the entire reason I went into Anubis was to remove this, so I was like, oh great, I can just do what I want, but clearly my brain isn't functioning. At least nothing akin to a normal person's, so that's good. We're gonna go Demi, just because we might find Myotis or Bolt Bowser. We've only got 1 Bolt Bowser lying around in our deck now, so I'm pretty actually quite horrified we might not find one. I'll take the ace, of course. I think that's all 4 aces we've seen. I might be going crazy for that. Cool, that was spicy. Got 2 drops off of that. We've given him 5 memory. He can absolutely turbo fuck our ass, but who says that? I'm so sorry. The only saving grace is that Piedmon is a 8k base, so if he overcommits, we get to win. Hooray! I also don't think he has enough memory. I think we're fine. Wait, hang on. I was joking about. I was just joshing around, but I think actually we're kind of balling. Unless he has the random ass hammer spark in his hand. Even then he doesn't have enough, right? I think we're fine. What? Hang on. Okay, right. In the event I win this, I'm just going to preface by saying this guy is not a very good player, or he's bricked. Okay? It is one of the two. There is no doubt in my mind. There is a high chance he is just a new player, or he's figuring something out, or he's testing a new strategy, or whatever. But also, I think I'm about to beat Imperialdramon with this? Really? Alright, cool. This is good because I need to get Myotismon in trash. If I get Myotismon in trash, I can then go Bolt Bowser. I also have of course I have face up. It's my fucking dickhead. Right, let's use our brain. So I don't have a Myotismon in trash. I have precisely one way of getting one in trash. Let's swing. Cool. Let's go and motherfucker. Okay. Stitchy. In hindsight, is it a May? Hang on. It is a May. Great. We are going to not. We're going to swing here, and then if this one ends up dying, not that it matters. Like I'm pretty sure I can just swing out and win, but. Oh great, it's a fourth May. I love that for me. Cool, and with this, we win the game. Wow, holy fuck! Who would have guessed it? Cool. With that, we are gonna head to the wrap up. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually really pleasantly surprised by the way this list functioned. I was expecting it to flounder around and do nothing. But compared to the other decks I've been trying to make videos for, fuck me, this one just functioned. It functioned really well. I mean, obviously I've been playing MaloMyotismon since BT16. I'm very comfortable with this engine, and I'm very comfortable with purple as a whole. Even with that, I still made a few misplays, of course. I'm you know, only human. But like, come on, what? This is just fucking works. I have so few complaints. Like, I think Bolt Bowser is a ridiculously strong card. I think minus DP is really good into this format. I think even the Boltmon, who barely came up, was just nice to have as an option in the worst case. Fucking, this card is so good. My god, I mean, you know, obviously I was given 10 memory, but 9 Digimon on board. Even when you're not given that, you still flood the board with 4 Digimon. You then have an unsuspended inheritable, so if any one of them don't die, they are then useful. And then you get even more bodies, and then you trash security. I mean, wow. I feel like I'm missing. I feel like I'm missing something as to why this deck isn't played more. It's slow. That's why it's not played more. Actually, I know why. Because at the end of the day, in the event you don't have this setup and you don't have this setup, you're screwed. In the event they just play a Terriermon or they play any sort of memory blocker, you're screwed. In the event they play a Medieval, you're screwed because you entirely rely on hard playing for all of your effects. However, something important to note, if they do slam, you can build up in Raising. It's why we play the 4 Devimon. And you can just play Piedmon, trigger all of your effects first. I mean literally fucking all of them, the DNA, everything, before they get a chance to play their Medieval effect. So if you play well, you can still out Medieval, but it's not easy and it's not fun. My biggest complaint in the deck would be Zwart. Zwart never came up. I honestly might play one of Venom Infusion. And for those of you who don't know what Venom Infusion does, I absolutely cannot blame you because it is a very bizarre-ass card. But Venom Infusion makes you trash a card and then delete something of the same level. But if a card with Myotismon was trashed, you can draw 2. This has Myotismon in text. It's searchable off of the Devimon. So this is a very reliable out to level 7s. Especially ones that aren't affected by Digimon effects. And I think a one of that may be slightly more useful, actually. But we'll see. Maybe a second memory setup might be nice as well, just because, once again, that 3 memory threshold is so important for you to hit. It's why we're still running this Ukamon, despite the fact that I don't think it's necessary for the deck. Just because that 1 extra memory can sometimes just push you higher and further. I love the Piedmon tech. I think it's fucking hilarious. I think I love everything about this deck. I meant to try this at locals one time, but I never got around to it because I couldn't test it on a sim, because for the first month or so that NSO was out, the entire EX8 Jogra system was broken for some reason. I'm not even sure when they fixed it, but I just remember seeing somebody play this deck against me. I was like, oh shit, right, yes, no, it functions now. But yeah, I'm really pleasantly surprised. I think if you're going to play this deck, I would recommend playing it like this. I don't think the normal NSO has any reason to exist. I will say the dog engine is probably a far more efficient engine for this deck than this, but this one's slightly more explosive and can just catch people out more. I think if you're playing the dog engine, you kind of have to play Youth just so you can hit some resets on occasion, and you're kind of massively high rolling and you're more of an answer deck. Whereas this one, you can be relatively proactive because you're not punished for doing so. You're always going to get your tamers back off of these, you're always going to have the resources necessary, and this is a ridiculously draw efficient trash engine. And it's flexible. Anyway, I've sung the praises of this deck enough. I genuinely do recommend you give this a try on the sim. I think against lower powered decks, it absolutely wrecks them. And I think against higher powered decks, you can play your cards correctly. I think you can absolutely whoop Gallimon with it if you draw the right cards at the right moments. But obviously, I can't say much. We only beat Imperial, so... and I mean, post-nerf, it's basically a dead deck, because Stingmon was obviously the most important card for them to hit. Thank you very much, Bandai, you fucking idiots. Yeah. Wow. Thanks for watching.